Hey, how are you today? Guess what? I know, you don't know what, right? Well, today is going to be part two of Lunch and Learn with the Branch for Wednesdays, but this is our back to school part two. So, back to school doesn't necessarily mean back to school for some of you. Back to school can also mean back to work. And so some of the things we talked about last week, we talked about vitamin C, vitamin D. We also talked about some zinc and some probiotics and things like that. Well, this week, I really want to talk about some other things to add to that because I think there's some things that we can really do. So help yourself, or helping yourself, help a loved one, right? So whether you have school age kids, or you have college age kids, or you're just a big kid, which is usually the way it is, I want you to understand some of the things you can do to help yourself. Now remember, nothing is 100% foolproof, but there are some great ideas that are out there and along the way. So one of my big pet peeves is too much sugar. So a lot of people don't understand that sugar feeds bacteria and viruses. They live on it, they thrive on it, they multiply on it. So let's not do too much sugar, okay? One of the other things is simple stuff, hand washing. If your hands are dirty and you touch your nose, you touch your mouth, you touch your eyes, even into your ears, that can push those bacteria or virus products into the body. Now, I know everybody's gone hand sanitizer crazy, but when my rule of thumb is only use hand sanitizer if there is absolutely no way you can wash your hands. So hand sanitizer has a lot of alcohol in it, and alcohol can dry out your hands and make tiny little cracks in the skin. And guess what wants to live in those? Bacteria and viruses. So if you can at all wash your hands, do it. But remember, stop touching your face. I agree with what the CDC is saying on it. Don't touch your face, don't touch your mouth, don't touch your ears, your nose, your eyes. Just it's just a fast way in for those bacteria and viruses. Now, in other countries, they use something interesting. They use something called a neti pot. Now, what this neti pot does is it rinses the sinus cavity, and they use it because there's a lot of pollution. But we can also use it to help keep those mucous membranes functioning the way they should. So, get a neti pot and follow the directions. If it says to use a certain kind of water, use that water. Don't use tap water. Tap water will be a problem later on. And if you don't believe me, you can private message me and I can fill you with lots of information. Now, here is one of the big things I want you to understand. Your immune system loves sleep. It renews when you sleep. It gets its fight when you sleep. So make sure you are not staying up until 1 o'clock in the morning or midnight or 11. As an adult, you should be trying to get into bed at 10 and hopefully drifting off within the next 10 minutes or so. If you're having troubles with sleep, I am here. Give me a message, send me an email. We want you to understand that taking care of you is our first priority. So, what did we talk about today? We talked about no sugar. We talked about washing your hands whenever it's possible. If it's not possible, then use the hand sanitizer, but don't live on hand sanitizer. Remember, small cracks. The neti pot. Yes, it does feel like you inhaled a bunch of water from the swimming pool. And then sleep. Sleep is the best way to renew. Now, that doesn't mean you should sleep all day. That means you should get to bed at a good time and let your body do what it needs to do. So this is Dr. Ray with Olive Branch Wellness Centers and Lunch and Learn with the Branch. I hope you learned enough to help yourself today. If you have questions, you can email me, ray at olivebwc, or you can private message me through this Facebook page, and we will make sure that you are headed in the right direction, and so is your immune system. Have a great week. We'll see you next week for more Lunch and Learn with the Branch. Thanks. Bye.